back at Pecan Corner preparing to cook the egg fouillon, and it is a process that you have to follow. Remember, this is a gluten-free dish, but it's very important to go step by step as you're cooking all of the ingredients. So the first ingredient that you're going to be cooking is actually onions. And I've got this skillet here. Inside the skillet there is oil, and I'd probably put maybe a half, two tablespoons of oil, something like that. And I'm going to just put that in there. Whew. And it's starting to cook. Now this is really important as you cook all of the dishes, or all of the ingredients for egg fouillon. And that is that you want to break all the little pieces up, because you'll need that broken up in order to do what you need to do here in a little bit. And it smells wonderful. I'm going to turn the burner down just a little bit. The important part about cooking onions and also cooking the celery is that it becomes translucent. And so in order to have it be translucent, you obviously need it really hot. And you go, well, what is translucent? Well, it means that it's going to kind of become a kind of clear looking onion. It'll also become clearer in relationship to the celery as well. And it looks like I got one little piece of celery in there as it is. And so I'm going to let that cook, and I want to show you, while this is cooking, I want to show you the broth. And the broth is something that I would encourage you to make sure that when you cook your chicken, that you put a lot of water in it so that you have this broth. And this broth can be kept for many, many days. And so this particular broth, I cooked the chicken in it. And now what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to put some things into it. I'm going to step out of the side here. Didn't prepare for that, but we're going to bring up the soy sauce. And so what I'm going to do, this is gluten-free soy sauce. And I'm going to pour in quite a bit of that actually, like that. And then what will happen is over here, you may remember a little while ago, we're going to make gravy out of this. And the gravy really is the topping on the egg fouillon. And so in order to make gravy that's a little bit thick, we're going to use cornstarch. And cornstarch is gluten-free. But oh my goodness, back over here at the farm, I was not watching. And you can see here now where the onions are actually becoming translucent. In fact, some of them are almost burning, which that still makes it really, really good. I just got this pan a little hotter than I would like for it to be. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this into this bowl here. And the reason that I put as much oil as I did was because that oil will cover us through the cooking of all of the ingredients. And so now we're going to spread out the celery. And if my mother were still living, she would say, you actually cut this celery a little bit too thick. And I honestly think that I did. And it looks to me like I need a little bit more celery. I'm going to come back over here and grab a little bit more of this and put in there. And most of the reason that it doesn't look like it's enough is because I really did cut it a little bit too thick. And so now the celery is cooking using the same oil that I did, that I used, with the onion. So you can see that the celery will slowly turn from this brilliant green to more translucent. And that's perfect. I'm going to put those back in there. And so we're kind of cooking there. And you know, you really just kind of have to be careful with what you're doing, because you got to watch everything. It kind of works, all of it's happening at one time. So I went ahead and I put the gluten-free soy sauce in here. And then while I was burning the onions, I was telling you about this. And this is the cornstarch. And you guys, I'm left-handed, so to be able to show all this sometimes gets a little bit weird because I am left-handed. But I've got my cornstarch in this cool broth. I'm going to stir it up really well. And the reason that you do this is because you don't want to have the clumpy gravy. And I bet there's probably a few of you that have done clumpy gravy before. I have. So I'm still cooking this, and this celery needs to be cooked quite a bit longer. And while it's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and do something here with my 5 eggs that I have. Get a fork, and I'm going to actually go ahead and start kind of stirring these up. And you're going to go, well, how is this all going to work? Well, it's going to work kind of like this. We're going to mix up the eggs. And when you see the actual patties for the egg fouillon come out, you're going to go, wow, that looks like breakfast pancake. And that's kind of what it is. But it's actually egg fouillon. And I can remember as a child that when we had egg fouillon, that was the only time we ever drank tea at our house. And my mom would make a big jug of sweet tea. Of course, we're in the South. And we would have the tea. And my dad always liked green tea. And there was a certain kind of green tea that he had that I don't know exactly where he got it. And it's been very difficult for us to find it since. Now you'll see here that the gravy is starting to steam, and that's excellent. That's exactly what we want it to do. And honestly, sorry, I turned down the celery just a little bit. Now one of the things that I'm starting to smell the celery, and it really smells good when it's cooking. And so I'm gonna put this in here like this, and then I think that it's done, although it looks like, I think I'm going to have to put a little bit more oil in it. I'm just going to pour in just a little. And then I'm going to put this together and cook this for quite a while. And then we'll also be pouring in, after we take the celery and put it in the bowl, we'll be pouring in the chicken, and we'll cook it just like we have the celery and the onions. And then when we come back to at Pecan Corner, I'll show you how to put everything together and make the patty.